Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sam and this is a Crafty Blinder van build. Today we're installing our water tank, our tank probes and our level indicator. Today I'm going to fit this MT214 tank probe, but it's too long. So the instructions are good for basically nothing. The purpose of this video is to help anybody else that has the same problem. Tank is 10 inches deep. Probes are 11-12 inches deep. So what we're going to do is this probe will stay at this length. This probe will be reduced to 5 inch. And these probes will be reduced by 2.5 inches. So that'll give us a reserve level, a half tank and full tank. We'll go from there. I use insulation tape to mark my cut point. It's a lot easier to see than a pencil line or a pen line. Like most people, I've bought a freshwater tank and a grey water tank from the same place. I did, however, expect to find somewhere that would sell these with level gauges, everything done already, just an off-the-shelf piece. But there's nobody out there doing it, so there's an opportunity for somebody there to cash in. I've chose to cut these with my grinder. I looked at using a hacksaw, but it's quite intricate and I didn't want to bend anything or break anything, so for me the obvious choice was the grinder. But those eagle-eyed people of you will notice that the cut on my finger is still healing and I haven't got gloves on, but I don't know. Some people just never learn, do they? Just to recap, that's your full, this is the half full, and this is the low level indicator. But you'll still have 2.5 inches of water below this, so you should never really run out. As soon as alarm goes off, you need to be filling up. You want a 50mm hole saw for this. When drilling these plastic tanks, it's better to go slow and steady, because if you go at it flat out, you're going to melt the plastic and this will foul up your cutting, your teeth, and it'll just slow down the whole process. You'll end up having to clean everything out, where if you just go nice and steady, short bursts, it'll be through in no time. The instructions didn't say a lot, but what they did say was you needed a 50mm hole to insert the probe through. I'm checking, I've drilled a 50mm hole, but it doesn't fit. I'm checking again, maybe it's just a little bit too small. When I said the instructions weren't very good, the instructions are terrible. Don't follow them. I should really be putting them in the bin, but like everything else, I always keep hold of it just in case. But again, the hole isn't big enough. It's, you know, I expected it to be a tight fit and maybe you could screw it in, but I didn't expect it to be this tight. it's obvious it's not going to fit, so there's nothing else for it. We're just going to have to make this hole bigger. So here's a little trick I learned a few years ago. If you want to make a hole bigger and you've already got a hole, the thing to do is come in from the side and just take your time, set it off slowly and just roll it in and straighten up the drill. This will work on plastic, on wood. It does work on tin, but be careful that it doesn't grab the metal, because it can jump. That's now a 52mm hole. I don't want to rush on and go straight to 55 or something like that. I want to take it up in increments so it makes a good seal, so we're not having to worry about leaks coming from that area. So all I'm doing now is just reaming out the hole with the hole cutter, and just a final little adjustment, I think we'll get it. That's it. So this is one of them points in video editing where you wish you could go back, set your camera up a little bit better, but you can't. You know, I've got a shadow from a camera in the picture and I'm only showing you half the shot, half of what I wanted you to see. But these are the trials of learning as you go. It's something I consider every time now I set the camera up. Are you going to be able to see what you need to see? And am I obscuring the shot? And is there any shadows in there? So once you've got that fitted, it's a matter of just cleaning out the tank. The last thing you want is black bits of plastic clogging up your filter. So I'd recommend spending a lot of time just doing this. And honestly, before you pump it out, you'll probably put 2 or 3 tankfuls of water through the system just to flush it. Right, here we go, we'll try and install this tank now. Not the easiest of jobs. I'm actually lying under the van, middle of lockdown, so I really can't go anywhere. Can't use my brother's garage because he's not got it open. So we'll just crack on and see how we get on. Apologies for the lighting, it was an extremely sunny day. The brackets that I'm using here for the J-bolts, they were the old spare wheel carrier brackets. I made a choice to leave them in, and I'm glad I did, because if I'd just chopped them out to fit the gas tank, I'd have found myself in a bit of a difficult situation. The bracket kit that comes with these tanks is hung from these old brackets, so good job I didn't chop them off. Put that on a couple of turns, and we'll put this one on a couple of turns as well. Again, no fitting instructions with this tank, but we'll see where this gets us. We have to drill a hole in here somewhere. got one bracket in, it's time to try and offer the tank up. And working on my back under this van is really difficult. And I know what you're thinking. How does this guy make this look so easy? It takes skill, I'm telling you. This was an absolute disaster. So look at this. I know I keep saying this, but this video is definitely one of them learn from my mistake. If you're going to do this yourself, provide yourself with as much room underneath your vehicle as you can. I'm a chunky lad like, and I barely fit under that back end. But then to throw a water tank into the mix, I'm just asking for problems. In hindsight, I should have got some ramps from somewhere, drove the van up onto the ramps, give myself an extra foot, and it would have made life so much easier. This was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to install. The gas tank went in easier than this. I'm going to swap these two small hook bolts. Actually brought the wrong ones in. So the fears I had about jamming the cable, because the bottom of the floor is corrugated. I've actually lined it up so it's in one of the corrugated areas. Right. Look at this. One of the negatives I've got about this kit is the nuts that come with it. They're just standard nuts, not nylock. So when I've finished installing the tank and I've got it in its final position and I've lined it all up, I'm going to go around with nylock nuts and double up, and I just want that added little bit of security. I want to know that when I'm travelling down the road, my water tank isn't going to fall out from underneath my van. So you've got a bolt this side that comes, sorry, not a bolt that comes through for your rear anti-roll bar hanger. Just make sure that's not touching your tank. It's same on the other side. You've got a couple of millimetres each side. And with that near miss, I decided it was time to call it a day. The tank was secure enough and I had plenty of other jobs to get on with, like putting the holes in for the water pipe, the water filler, and the electrical hookup. Stick it in and see what I've got. I've decided to put the screw holes in first, and then that way when I put the sealant on, I'm not messing around and getting sealant everywhere, so it'll just be a matter of finding the holes and screwing everything back in.
Just missed the base on that.
Inlet's now installed for the water and electric. Just a matter of putting the insulation back, running the cables and pipes through, and then we're good to go to start connecting things up. Happy days. So we've got the insulation taped back, the vapour barrier back in place, and we've connected our filler tube onto the back of the inlet, and that filler tube comes down and through our floor. This is sealed up from underneath, and we'll just go and have a look at that now. So filler pipe comes down there behind the mud flap. It actually runs along here, but maybe I think I'll put another hanger on there because it's dropped onto the suspension. Yeah, we'll put another hanger on there. I don't want it sitting rubbing on that. Lift the pipe up off there. Keep it away from any moving parts so it doesn't rub through. Right, we've decided to get rid of this one and get a matching one that'll match the water intake. Didn't realise these were going to be so close together. I'd envisaged putting that maybe lower down or somewhere else, but we've decided to change it. Anyway, not the best of weather, but it's either do something or do nothing, so I'm cracking on with this.
And I think I made the right choice. They look really good side by side.
Got a couple of examples here of the different pipe systems that are out there. This is what we're going to use to connect our water tank to our pump inside the van. I believe this is probably one of the better products out there on the market. It's quite versatile. So HEP 2, if you're using HEP 2 you need a metal insert that just goes in the end there like that. These are just bits I've got lying around from old jobs, but it was just to demonstrate to you how the system goes together. So I'm trying to do this one-handed as well. It's that simple. You just push and go. So with the HEP pipe, that's it all the way home. To release it, you get a tool that comes with it. It's blue, it slots over the edge. You pull it and that will push in that ring, and that releases the grip on the pipe and allows you to separate it again. But yeah, I've done my whole house in this, so if it's good enough for my house, good enough for my van. As for the speed line, I think this is speed line. John guessed. I think it's called speed line. But yeah, you just insert that in there. It's the same principle. The plastic insert goes in, and you just squash that end over there. But to release this, once you've got a pipe in it, you would just push that end in. So when it's all together, it sits out a little bit like that. As you can see there. And then you just push it in to release it. So we'll get that sleeve put in, and we'll show you that way. So that's the insert in, all the way home. It's just a matter of connecting the two pieces together. As we've done previously, I'll do it one-handed. And there you go. That's it done. Simple as that. Right, let's get this van plumbed up. So I've finally connected everything up. The 15mm plastic pipe is connected with a push on elbow there. It's run along the back of the gas tank and up and under the floor on the far side. I'll just shimmy under the van and show you that. So water goes up there and into the area where the pump is. I'll just use normal household lagging just as an extra level of precaution in case we get a cold frost sometime. That's it done, yeah. Right, let's fill it up with water. Is it a split? Oh yeah. Quality. So that was about it was the kit. We've done nothing to it, so we'll just let that drain out. But there you go. If I've been out and about, enjoying myself, I've had no water. Okay, let's just click the tab open. This is why you proof test everything, isn't it? Stuff like this. I ended up replacing the leaky pipe with a much more robust one. I've also shortened it. I had intended to fasten it onto the sill so we could drain it behind the mud flap so it was protected from the elements. I've then decided that if it was here, what's to stop somebody just walking past and emptying all out my fresh water. So I've kept it in about a foot. I can reach through from the back of the wiggle arch and empty it. It's currently empty now, but yeah, I'm happy with where it is. Been a while since I've opened that. Let's have a quick recap. So we've modified the tank to take the MT214 probe. We've installed the tank, we've fitted the pipework to the pump, we've fitted the filler pipework, we've fitted the new filler locking mechanism, and we've also fitted the gauges. I don't know if you can see that, but the tank now is 3/4 full. And we're just waiting for it to fill up. This section here, I'll do a video on this, but we put the probes in, we've wired it all up, we've got power there, and this is the last step in the dance. So we'll flush the tanks a couple of times, and then we'll put some freshwater tank cleaner in there at the very end before we go off again, when we get to go off. And that's us done, I think. I'll give you a little look at this. This is the waste tank. That's also connected. That light only comes on when it's 3/4 full. Gas. And I've just added this. I like this. So the display tells you roughly what charge you've got left in. So I'm happy with that. I didn't like the numbered display. I think this gives you a little bit more information. Oh, thanks again for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. The next one coming out is the waste tank, and then it'll be the gas cylinder that we installed underneath the van. These are probably not one of the best videos we've had to make, but they're still part of the process, and I think we should still include them. You know, they're not very glamorous. You're lying on your back, you're knocking your pan in, and once it's in, you never see it again. But it's important to get it right. So this is the purpose of the videos. I've done it so you can again learn from my mistakes, because I've done no research. I just bought the kit off the internet, stuck it on the van, and made it up as I went along. But anyway, thanks for watching again. Catch up soon. Take care.